Hello, my name is Stephen Lindenmeyer, and this is my project, Guards and Grunts. Um, it's currently in its early stages right now and just has the bare necessities or the foundations of an online multiplayer game. But really, it is just an excuse for me to teach myself, online multiplayer functionality and Steam as an online subsystem in the Unreal Engine. So, of course, any good lobby screen should showcase the name and character of every single player that joins and should refresh the lobby for every single player after somebody joins. And um, besides that, some recent additions to my lobby screen include an all chat that allows players in the lobby to send messages to all of the other players. It also has a character customization screen, which is just in its bare bones state right now, just to have something saved and accessed when the game starts, as well as a ready up button so that the host can only start the game once every player is ready to go. Of course, because the game uses Steam as an online subsystem, it needs to have a Steam app ID. And as you can see, the last player that we're waiting on to join the lobby is launching Space War, which is a game that everybody has. Um, and so by putting the Steam app ID 480 into the game files, I'm able to use its session finding and creating functionality that Steam has to host the session and get four people from across the United States to join a lobby and join a game. Now, in this playtest session, I ended up finding two bugs, and the first one was involving the character customization screen. So, whenever a player selects the troll race, it sort of locks their character customization. And it was a pretty easy bug to fix because, as the clip later will show, this doesn't really happen when somebody's on the other team and chooses between a human or an elf. So it was just a very dumb, easy to fix mistake. But the second bug involved the team swapping. So only the host can swap a player's team, but when the player host swaps their own team, it moves the host text like on their screen, but not for the other clients. And so that's the second bug we found, and that's shown right here. These were both very easy to fix, but the second one regarding the host text was a little bit harder. I had to sort of change some functionality, but now it's a lot more efficient and more optimized. So as you can see in this little clip here, a player can easily swap from a human to an elf and everything works exactly as it should. But when the player is on the other team and they have the other character customization screen, it is completely locked up. Um, and so, yeah, there it is. And so this was a really easy fix. It was just the wrong thing being plugged into the right thing. But yeah, this first attempt ended up being a dud because the host of the session forgot to keep seamless travel on, and I'll show you what that means in a second with an in-editor demonstration. But still, this first attempt was very helpful for finding bugs and learning more about how how the lobby screen functions as a client online with actual ping. So here's some in-editor footage of the current state of the project, and I specifically turned on some functionality in the main menu so that players can change their own name before they join a session. So as you can see on the big window on the left, that is the host's perspective. Of course, they can change the level that the game is going to use. They can swap players' teams, and they can turn on or off seamless travel for testing purposes. As you can see, the swap buttons are only enabled when a player is in that slot. Um, and when the player is swapped, it updates everything for every single client. And of course, this is in a test environment on a LAN connection. So there is practically zero ping because it's just talking to itself, or my computer is just talking to itself. Finally, once every player has readied up, the start button on the host screen is enabled and they can start the game. Now, this is the successful second attempt where I'm actually able to get 4 players into a game together. And as you can see, there is some problems with the spawning, but everybody's there. And in the game, there's really not much you can do. Nobody can deal damage to each other yet. Everybody has health, but it doesn't really mean anything because nobody can deal damage to anybody. But currently, of course, players can leave pings, sort of to tell their teammates that something is at a location. And of course, the pings only show up for players on their team and will not be visible by opponents. And same with the team chat. I messaged my teammate, and I guess he didn't really appreciate it. But again, those messages are only sent out to players of the same team. And specifically, the server will not send them the message at all unless they are on that team. But yeah, here I show that players can target each other, and it indicates who their target is targeting. So it shows 2 layers here. Yeah, as you can see, both the opponents are targeting each other and changing their target, and you can see it updates for everybody. Yeah, and also on the UI, when a player targets an opponent, the health bar is red, but when a player targets a teammate, the health bar is green. And finally, when a player targets a neutral enemy, the health bar turns yellow, sort of indicating quick hand, just through colors, the allegiance of players. So yeah, that's practically everything in the game so far. And I greatly appreciate that you've watched my demonstration up to this point. I hope you're excited for the project just as I am. And yeah, thank you once again for watching.